Welcome to Weekday Somatics. Okay, so let's start with an intention. So why are we here? We have ideas about why we're here, right? So if I say, why are you here? You notice, where do you look? Where do you look for the answer to that question? So if we are looking to that which is always changing for the answer about why we're here, then that answer changes from day to day, moment to moment. And we can't have any certainty in that, because even if we come up with, we call unconditional love, that's the phrase I've been using. And if we say unconditional love, then we say, oh yeah, that sounds so good. That's so right. But then there's still a doubt, isn't there? So let's get even clearer on our intention. Why am I here? Why are you here? Why are we here? And it's a mystery, isn't it? So we can make a conscious choice to surrender to that mystery. So I will invite you to join me in that intention to recognize the mystery, to recognize that that mystery is beyond our intellectual understanding, and to choose to surrender to that, to recognize that ultimately that is our real purpose, our real intention. So then let's begin, or let's continue from there. And we'll open with an invocation, recognizing that mystery, that mystery is expressed as the one power in all of creation. It's the same power that shines the stars and moves the planets, grows the plants. It's the same power that is operating in me and as me, each and every one of us. And that is a power for good. And so for each of us, I claim that truth. So it is. Now let's ground this truth here and now, in this physical reality, in this physical body, on this earth. So if you're comfortable sitting, then please sit. And if you're not, then you may lie down or be in whatever position is most comfortable for you. And be aware of the physical body, and be aware of the contact of your body and the surface that you are resting on, and recognize that you are supported fully by that. It's such a simple thing, so easy to overlook. Most of us overlook it most of the time, but here and now we can choose to consciously recognize and acknowledge that. And when we choose to do so, please know that it is a million times more powerful than the moments in which we overlook it. So if we take just a minute a day to consciously acknowledge this, it's a very, very powerful act. And you don't have to have a particular experience of this. You don't have to have a particular sensation. You don't have to have a particular thought about it. You don't have to have any particular experience whatsoever. Whatever your experience is absolutely fine. You don't need to be a good visualizer. You don't need to have any particular experience whatsoever. Your intention is all that's really needed. So again, be aware of your physical body to the best of your ability, and be aware of the surface that you are resting on to the very best of your ability. And just know that that's all that's needed. And then have the intention to be aware of your connection to the earth, all the way to the core of the earth. And again, you don't have to be a good visualizer. You don't have to have an energetic experience of it. Those things can happen. They will happen. And in fact, sooner or later, but right now, whatever you think your experience is, it doesn't matter. Your intention is enough. So just have that intention to be aware of that connection and acknowledge that it's a real connection, even if you don't fully believe it, even if you have a cynical voice, even if you have a doubting voice inside of you. Just choose from that recognition, that surrender to the mystery. Just choose this now. Of all the things that you could put your attention on, this is a very useful and good thing to put your attention on. So just make that choice rather than falling into the old habits, the familiar habits, which you know the outcome of. Make a conscious choice to honor your commitment and your intention to surrender to this mystery by just saying, yes, I'm going to play along. I'm going to give my attention to this. I'm going to give my attention to my connection to this earth, even if I don't believe in it, even if I don't have the experience that I think I need to be having. Because we can each acknowledge and recognize that even though we don't understand how this universe works, it does work, and we are part of it. Even though we don't understand how gravity works, we are the beneficiaries. Even though we don't know how our bodies work, we are the beneficiaries. It's all working. And so even if we don't know how or understand how or perceive even this connection to the earth, we can just choose to surrender to that mystery, acknowledging that in the very same way that gravity is working and I don't understand it, in the very way that my body is working and I don't understand it, in that same way, I am connected to this earth, even if I don't understand it, even if I don't perceive it. And in fact, the beauty of this connection is that it gives you a way in which to, it gives you a direction for dealing with all of the cynicism, the doubt, the fear, the anxiety, the anger, all of these things, these obstacles to living as we desire from our heart to live. So as you intend to be aware of this connection, be aware of the sensations that you experience. The more that you choose to be aware of the sensations, the more your perception of this connection can grow. So be aware of the sensations. Be aware that you don't know what those sensations mean, so don't aim to understand them or label them, but just be aware. You may notice tingling or vibration or heaviness or spaciousness or coolness or heat or any number of things. You might even think of it as numbness or coldness or any number of sensations. But just be aware of the sensations and be aware of this connection all the way to the core of the earth. And through this connection to the core of the earth, make an offering, a continuous flow of offering of everything that you are unable to manage on your own. So it's ultimately, all of this is pure energy. You have opinions and judgments of it. You call it fear or worry or anxiety or stress or negativity or anger or frustration or pain. But understand that it's all pure energy. And if you're unable to manage it on your own, then it becomes toxic for you. So what you can do is make an offering, a continuous offering, an offering of thanksgiving and gratitude to the earth. And through this connection, just intend, and that's enough, just intend to make the offering, to release all of this continuously, what's too much, what you don't know how to manage, release it to the earth. And you don't have to make any effort. This connection takes care of that for you. You just have to be willing. So just be willing. So to be willing means don't grasp at it. Don't try to bring it into focus. Don't try to understand it. Don't try to label it. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to package it up neatly. Don't try to tidy it up. Don't do any of those things. Just be willing and let it go. Again, be aware of the sensations. And intuitively, you have a sense of the sensations that are connected with this connection, that are associated with this connection. So just notice those in particular. Just be aware. And then be aware that this is a two-way connection, so that at the same time that you release the excess energy, the energy that you're unable to manage, as you make an offering to the earth, simultaneous to that, through this connection, you receive, or at the very least, you can receive. And what you receive, should you choose to do so, is a grounded energy, a stabilizing energy, energy that offers you coherence, focus, clarity, So you make an offering of all that is ungrounded, scattered, distressed, stuck, that lacks coherence, agitated, and simultaneously make an intention to open and receive that grounded, stabilizing, coherent energy. And again, be aware of the sensations. Be aware of whatever you're experiencing, particularly what you intuitively sense is an experience of this connection. So you may actually begin to perceive that connection in a stronger way. Now, make an intention to keep this connection open for the next 24 hours, and especially for the next 30 or 40 minutes. Because this connection is what allows you to rapidly receive the healing and grace that is here for you. And to receive that in a way that is stable, gentle, and certain not to be overwhelming. So another thing to know about this connection is that it is auto-regulating. So as long as you have the intention to allow for this connection to remain open, then know that the connection is auto-regulating. So you cannot be overloaded as long as you have the intention to allow this connection to remain open. Any excess ungrounded energy automatically is made as an offering to the earth. And simultaneous to that, your stabilization increases. You become more and more grounded, tethered, so that you can actually experience greater freedom. So have that intention and know that that intention is enough. So let's consider now, what are the challenges for us in receiving and integrating the healing and grace that are our birthright? And actually, we've already addressed these. There, I would say, three main obstacles. The first obstacle is a lack of clarity regarding what is my true desire. If I'm not clear on what my true desire is, then I will be scattered. The energy will be siphoned off in a million different directions. So having clarity about what is my true desire, my true heart desire, is very important because it helps to bring about laser focus. When we have laser focus, then the energy goes to that. So we want to be clear on what is our true heart desire. So again, we come back to that opening invocation. What is my true heart desire? First, I have to connect to a transcendent truth beyond my limited idea of myself. I recognize and acknowledge that there is one power that operates in this universe and in all of creation. It's the same power that shines the stars, and it's the same power that beats my heart. So although I have a multitude of stories and labels that seem to suggest separation, when I look sincerely, I have to acknowledge that there's only one power. And not only one power, but one presence and one power. And that one presence and that one power are in fact one. So then where do we look for our true heart desire? Well, it's very simple. It's in the heart. And it doesn't have words. We recognize it instantly. And then we doubt it. So we have to keep coming back to that instant recognition over and over and over and over and over to find out for ourselves that our true heart desire is trustworthy and that we know it beyond words. You know it beyond words because when you acknowledge it, when you glimpse it, when you perceive it, when you open to it, your heart sings, your soul sings, you're vibrating with a very pure frequency. There are no fears or doubts. The fears and doubts arise after the fact. So keep coming back to that pure heart desire, that beautiful vibration that is bliss itself in every cell of your body. So it's the same as that subtle posture that I sometimes talk about. When we move right to the center of the heart, we are open and joyful without any reasons, because we're actually attuning ourselves to the pure vibration of love, of joy. Now, once we have clarity on this true heart desire, the next obstacle is our willingness to surrender, and specifically to surrender what is unmanageable. So we've already discovered the great remedy for this, which is to acknowledge and intend to perceive this connection to the earth. And through this connection, we can surrender all that is unmanageable. It's up to us to be willing to do that. So we can know that we're not surrendering what is unmanageable to us if we're trying to manage what is unmanageable to us. And we'll know that instantly because we'll be experiencing frustration, disappointment, discouragement, anger, upset, irritation, etc. So if you're experiencing, or if you do experience any of those sorts of things, then it's not something to dismay. Rather, it's a reminder to surrender what's unmanageable. Maybe it can be helpful simply to state that truthfully. This is unmanageable for me. I am unable to manage it. This belongs to the mystery. I surrender it. Thank you. And then we have to be willing to actually let it go. Because if we are still holding on to it, saying, well, is it still here? What about now? Is it better now? Then we're not really surrendering. We have to actually surrender it and release it to the earth so that it can be dissolved fully, and all of that deep nutrition can be made available. Bioavailability. So first obstacle is clarity on what is our true heart desire. Second obstacle is the willingness to surrender what is unmanageable. The third obstacle is the willingness to receive. And we are able to remedy that also with our connection to the earth. So it's actually as simple as being willing to receive, to open to receive. And now don't overthink it. Don't doubt your ability to open to receive, because your intention is all that's needed. So if you have that intention, you can know that it's happening. Now, as we intend to open to receive, of course, what can happen, because it's an old habit of denying or rejecting out of fear of unworthiness, so the excuses can arise. Now, be aware of the physical body and be aware of the sensations and be aware of what you are doing. And notice where and how you can physically, as well as energetically, open to receive. So if you're holding the breath, then it's hard to open to receive. If you're clenching your anus, it's hard to open to receive. If you're clenching your jaw, it's hard to open to receive. If your hands are balled in fists, it's hard to open to receive. So be aware. And choose to open to receive to the very best of your ability. And if you perceive that as at all uncomfortable, well, a couple of things. First of all, remember that never push yourself into excessive discomfort. We play with the edge, because if we always are retreating into our comfort zone, then we're never going to actually experience true comfort, because we're always chasing after it. But at the same time, we don't want to push too far into discomfort, because that would just be stressful. So we want to find the edge where we're neither pushing nor collapsing. And here we're exploring openly, so that we can actually experience receiving in a way that works for us in a sustainable way. So maybe for now, it's just a little trickle. Maybe a big gush of incoming energy would be too much. Because not because it would it be inherently too much, but because maybe we're just afraid. So you can regulate it. Don't overwhelm yourself. Okay, so now make sure that you're physically supported. Make sure that you're able to sustainably maintain this posture. If you need to make any adjustments in an honest way, then please do so that you're not straining. And then we're going to explore this a little bit more deeply. So if we consider the elements, we are consciously connecting to earth. We are, even though we've not done it explicitly, we are implicitly connecting to sky. We are living both heaven and earth. Now, within us, we have these forms that, some of which are functional. They support us in our true heart desire, and some of which are not very functional. So how can we facilitate the release of those forms? So the thought forms, the emotional forms. How can we facilitate their easy dissolution, so that they no longer are obstacles for us to be able to express our true heart desire? And we can make use of fire. So we have this fire element within us. Fire is a powerful catalyst for transformation, release. So be aware of this fire within yourself. You may actually want to visualize the fire in the belly. But again, just know that your intention is enough. And allow yourself now to bring to mind anything and everything that you have been believing about yourself, about your unworthiness, that you are ready to release. So if you're not ready to release it, then just know that it won't come to mind. So this is only for what you're ready to release. So make that your intention, what you're ready to release, what no longer serves you, what no longer serves your truest expression in your life, and what you are ready and prepared to release. And trust in the process. You don't have to analyze it. You don't have to judge it. You don't have to come up with it. You don't have to dig around. Just trust that it will all come to the surface, what you are ready to release. All of the evidence that supports your false belief in your unworthiness. And I want you to just allow that to come up. And you can imagine even that there's like a white canvas in front of you, and just place all of those things on the canvas. And you may actually see them in your mind's eye, or you may not, and it doesn't matter. Your intention is enough. Just have the intention that everything that you have been believing, consciously or unconsciously, that is an obstacle to you receiving the greatest good possible. Anything that you've been believing, consciously or unconsciously, that supports your false sense of unworthiness, just let that come up and just have the intention to place that on the canvas. Could be thoughts, memories, images, anything that supports that you are ready to let go of. And let it all happen with increasing rapidity, so that it's just everything's coming up and you just place it on the canvas. You don't have to see it all. What you need to see, you'll see. What you don't need to see, you don't need to see. You already saw. Place it all on the canvas. And now have the intention to completely release this now, and simply drop that canvas into the fire. And know that all of the lessons, all of what is true, all of the wisdom that you need from all of those experiences, that remains, that's now distilled. The essence of what is true and good remains with you, and all the rest of it, all the ash, simply release to the earth. Now imagine a beautiful golden light, like liquid honey, pouring down through the top of your head, and washing down through your entire body. Flowing all the way through your body, all the way down, all the way down, and flowing into the earth. Be aware of your breathing. As you're aware of the breath, notice any unnecessary restriction and allow your awareness to gently dissolve that, so that your breath is unforced and gentle and natural, and yet at the same time very satisfying and complete. And as you inhale, you can imagine your body being filled with a white light. And as you exhale, you can imagine blessings radiating from your heart through your entire body, bringing blessings and healing to all of your inner organs, to your bones, to your muscles, to your fascia, to your skin, to all parts of your body, and then radiating through the skin and out into the world, so that these blessings bless your home, bless your loved ones, bless the wild animals, bless the plants, Bless the water. Bless the air. Bless all of the humans. Bless your town or city. Bless your country. Bless all of the organizations. Bless this entire earth. Bless all beings everywhere, both in this world and in all worlds, in all dimensions, so that all beings may be happy, all beings may know peace, so that all beings may live their true purpose. And you can slowly move the fingers. And if you would like, you can gently rub the palms together. And then you may place the hands wherever on your body is calling for that, that extra healing, wherever that is. Just place the hands there and have the intention to allow that healing to flow, knowing that the healing is in alignment with your true heart desire. You've released all that stands in the way of that, and you're choosing to be open to receiving. And then know that your intention is enough. Whatever your present ideas of your experience may be, know that this healing is complete. It is complete, at the very least, at the level of mind, and at the level of earth. That healing is continuing to unfold. So everything that occurs from now on is in alignment with that healing. If you wish to do so, you may bring your hands together in prayer position at the heart. And if you wish, you may slightly bow the head and just give thanks. Give thanks to all of your teachers. Give thanks to the gift of this life. And When you're ready, if you would like, you may let the hands come to rest and slowly begin to explore opening the eyes. That is, if the eyes have been closed. Remember to open the eyes slowly so that you don't disturb anything, so that this can integrate really well. So remember that our minds have a lot of opinions. And if we listen to those opinions, what we're listening to is the past. So all of the mind's commentary is the past. And it wants to project the past onto the future. So this healing is complete at the level of mind and spirit. And now we have to allow for that to continue to unfold at the level of our earthly existence. So remember that as you go through your day and the weekend, that this, everything that occurs, everything that will happen is that healing being made manifest. So we have to come back to that very first thing that we did today, to acknowledge that it's a mystery. There's a great mystery. And when I think that I know, then all that I'm doing is I'm layering my unsatisfying past onto this great mystery. And then what do I see? I just see that. Rather than the mystery, I see my past. So be aware of that as you go through your day and through the weekend, that things happen. You know that in this life, there's up and down. And we tend to judge. We have opinions. We think up is good and down is bad. But that's the nature of this experience, is that there's up and down. So instead of judging it, we take a step back and recognize the transcendent truth, which is that the healing is already complete at the level of mind and spirit. And now I'm allowing for that to be made manifest here in this world of up and down. I'm allowing for that to be made manifest. How is it going to be made manifest? Up and down. It has to be up and down. It rides the wave. So allow it to ride the wave by taking a step back and acknowledging, even though I don't know, based on my mechanical mind's attempts, how it is possible that what's happening right now could be the manifestation of my healing. I surrender to that mystery. I acknowledge that my past has been dissatisfying. And I surrender to that mystery, that same mystery, that same power which shines the stars flawlessly, right? I mean, flawlessly. For billions of years, how long have I been on this planet? Not that long. And I haven't been able to manage one day perfectly. But this one power is managing the entirety of all of creation perfectly forever. That same power, because I've gotten clear on what is my true heart desire, I've made, and this is really important to understand, because your mind's going to doubt. Your mind's going to say, I didn't do it right. I didn't do a good enough job. I screwed it up. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't visualize it. I didn't have the right experience. I'm not sure. It's going to have all these doubts. Trust and know that your intention, in fact, your mere presence here, and that's the truth, your mere presence here is adequate. That's enough. So then it really doesn't matter the rest of it. Whatever you think doesn't matter. What you're able to visualize or not, it doesn't matter. What sensations you have or not does not matter. What experience you think you're having does not matter. Your mere presence here is enough. On top of that, your intention multiplies that by 100. And so this is very, very powerful. We went through a process, and that process, it's like you don't have to believe that you are a great cook, okay? But if you follow the recipe, just follow the recipe. 2 parts that, 3 parts this, 1 part that, mix it in this order, put it in that dish, set the oven to that temperature, wait until it's heated, put it in. You know, you follow the instructions, set the timer, it's going to work. And so we followed the instructions. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to think that it's true. You don't have to have a particular experience. You followed the instructions to the best of your ability. It's going to work out. But what happens, right? Like we followed the recipe, we mixed it, we got all the right ingredients, we mixed them all in the right way, put it in the dish, set the oven, put the thing in the oven. Now what happens if we keep opening the oven and we keep, oh, is it ready now? What about now? Oh, what about now? Well, then it's not going to work out so well. So on this earthly dimension, we have to allow time. So for this weekend, allow time. You did all of the steps, all of the ingredients. You followed the recipe for healing. Now, so that healing, and know that that healing is complete at the level of mind and spirit. Now we're letting that bake. So let it bake for the weekend. And every time the temptation comes up, oh, I got it. Oh, but I'm not sure. Oh, I think I have a problem. Oh, I've got this discomfort. Oh, now I'm angry. Oh, it's not working. It's working. So any doubts that come up, anything that comes up, what you can do, okay, remember this grounding, this connection, make use of it. So when those things come up, let it go. And then receive, open to receiving, so that you can be stabilized. Because if you're not stable, then you're going to, of course, you're looking for something. You're like, oh, I got to do something. I got to grab something. But okay, let that go. Receive the stability. Be here. Feel that groundedness. Feel that tethering all the way to the core of the earth. All of your doubts and fears and concerns, I promise you, they'll be completely resolved through this connection. This earth has been here for billions of years. She knows about the long haul. She knows about stability. The dinosaurs came and went. The earth remains. She knows about stability. Asteroids come and crash. Atmospheres all change. She's still here. She knows about stability. So you want that stability. That's the stability that you can count on. So that when those things come up, it's like, you're like, it's the end of the world. The dinosaurs are dying. Ah! Go to the earth. Connect with her. Surrender and receive. And then you have the stability so that you can ride out the storm, because there can be a storm, right? If you want change, if you say, look, I've been unconsciously creating in this way. And unconsciously creating. What was I creating? You can take a look, you'll see fear, anger, frustration, disappointment, resentment, jealousy, envy, right? All that stuff. So now healing is taking place. It's like, you get a wound and you want to clean it out. You put some hydrogen peroxide on there and what? It bubbles. Change. Healing involves change. So on this earthly dimension, now there will be change. Don't grab onto it. Surrender it to the mystery. And then I promise you, okay, you will be very pleased. You will be very pleased. Because it's your true heart desire. Okay. So I'm going to end the recording of the formal inquiry in just a moment. And then for those who are here, we'll stay on for the Q&A. This was very, very gentle and stabilizing. So I don't anticipate that this should stir up a lot for people. But like I've just said, it is going to produce change at an earthly level. So just remember, everybody, that whatever happens, don't freak out. You don't need to freak out. It's going to be okay. This has been gentle. Remember this, okay? We only are releasing that which we're ready to release. That was the intention. So you can know that you are releasing only what is perfect and good for you to release. If you're not ready to release it, if it would be too tumultuous, too stressful, then you're not releasing it because of the intention. The intention is only what you're ready to release so that you can receive and express in alignment with that truth. And know that that's a good thing. So again, the mind will doubt, oh, but what if I had the wrong intention? What if it was a bad intention? What if it wasn't pure enough? What if I screwed it up? No, you didn't screw it up. I promise you. Your mere presence here, there's a entrainment. There's no possibility of you screwing it up. That's the power of this. Because when we come together as a group like this, there's an entrainment so that it's impossible for any of us to screw it up. So let it be as gentle as possible. Keep knowing that that whatever happens is that healing made manifest. And then, of course, if you have any struggles, okay, just remember the usual things. Make sure you're eating. Make sure that you're blessing your food and your body. Make sure that you're giving yourself adequate rest. Make sure that you're being gentle with yourself. Don't push yourself so hard. Be gentle. And remember that connection to the earth. Really recommit to that on a daily basis. I mean, most of you, you're doing the Bliss Techniques program, so you should be doing that twice a day, but just really understand how important that is. So at least for everybody, whether you're in the Bliss Techniques program or not, everybody should do that at least once a day, because that will really help for the stability. And then last thing is, anybody needs anything, if you're struggling, you're not alone, you can reach out and email me, okay? And for those of you who have the access to the messenger group, that's, as you know, a great resource, okay? So I'm going to end the recording.